Lanolin, your time is finally at hand. So, you're probably all wondering what events could have gone down in this issue that now has everyone's favorite sheep in the crosshairs. Well, in this super issue, which is actually double the size of a normal issue, we're gonna find out. I don't normally do this in my comic reviews, but considering this one is probably going to be essentially 2 comics worth of reviews in one, can y'all hit the like button and comment down below for the algorithm? Seriously, let YouTube know that you actually like these videos so it shows them in your feed. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. After the events of the last issue concerning a certain skeezy greasy possum, the massive airship which had been hosting the last few issues' racing events is now on a self-destructing course, plummeting down to the city below. The Babylon rogues, seeing all of this go down, comment that if something isn't done soon, things will get ugly. That's when my boy Jet comes up with an idea, and calls for his crew to follow him. Back down below, things get really interesting when Mimic, still disguised as Duo, rejoins with the new Diamond Cutters. If y'all remember last issue, the whole reason he meets back up with them is because Surge and Kit deadass tell him they're probably gonna end him if he doesn't. They are not fond of him at all. Ironically enough, Mimic was doomed either way because what winds up happening is almost way worse. As he's rolling with them, Clutch literally calls Mimic out by name over his walkie.
What did he say?
Asking where the hell he is. As you can probably imagine, with Tangle and Whisper learning the true identity of their teammate, it's on sight the instant Mimic's cover is blown. They immediately take off trying to catch him, leaving Lanolin to realize she had screwed up. Bad. Not only had she been wrong about so many previous events, but she had also been played. Now that's the face of someone who knows they f***ed up. Meanwhile, back on the shuttle, with 20 minutes left until the ship self-destructs, Clutch is just about to make his getaway until Sonic intervenes, literally dragging this man by his collar and throwing him onto the floor like dirty laundry. Sonic, I know he's a scumbag, but you know that suit is expensive as hell. I mean, look at it. That thing is probably dry clean only and now you crease the f*** out of his collar. With zero hesitation, Clutch pulls out his stick and opens fire on our blue hero, who manages to dodge each shot easily. But by God, here comes Kit in search of a steel chair.
Oh my God!
Deciding to show up unannounced, our 2 would-be anti-heroes join the fight against Clutch, more or less telling him that they're done listening to him. And surprisingly, Clutch actually manages to hold his own against the 2 murderous Starline experiments. But as one can expect, his bodyguards are quick to leave him when Surge starts staring them down too, daring them to make a move. And now suddenly, Clutch ain't looking too confident. Seems like karma has finally caught up with him, in the form of 2 murder heroes on his As we flash back to the inside of the shuttle, we find Tails, Amy, Rough Tumble, and the Chaotic still stuck inside the boiler room, which is very slowly heating up. SBO asked the 2 skunk boys why they went back to being evil after the scolding they got from Vanilla in issue number 66. They both recalled that they had been hired to wear those goofy costumes by Clutch. But then the orders became more and more sus over time. When asked why the 2 didn't just quit, the 2 idiots are surprised to even learn that that was an option for them. Yeah, these 2 are both operating on one brain cell collectively. And just like that, the 2 skunk bros are on the right side as they start helping the others break out of the locked boiler room. Oh nah, see, if that were me burning my hands on that door, we'd all be done, chat. Ain't no way I'm pressing on a hot George Foreman grill to open up a door for us all. Sorry guys.
Say, something is burning around here.
That being said, our heroes do manage to get the door open and free themselves from being burned alive. Flashing back to the Clutch fight, the possum has secured the high ground, and as Surge taunts him, the old man reveals his stick isn't the only weapon he's armed with.
What?
With a press of a button, he's now firing at the duo with the ship's main cannons. But Surge and Kit are quickly saved by Sonic. And wouldn't you know it, both Surge and Kit are not happy about it. This makes me wonder if this is simply Starline's programming, or if this is their feelings towards Sonic in general. Maybe a mix of both. They're quicker to turn on him even in the midst of their fight with Clutch, showing their hatred of Sonic kind of takes precedence. And right when it looks like Clutch has the upper hand, Sonic's borrowed extreme gear starts to change shape, revealing a mini Eggman mech was housed inside of it the whole time. All of a sudden, this fight has gone from a tag team match to a Royal Rumble. And something to note here is that Eggman actually goes for the kill on Clutch. If not for Sonic stepping in at the last second, our green possum friend would have been reduced to a flaming corpse. This is why I f*** with Eggman in every Sonic media. It's super easy to forget he's actually very dangerous and menacing when Sonic's always clowning on him. But put anyone else against the good doctor, and all of a sudden you've got yourself a borderline horror villain. This man don't play. So while Sonic is fighting Clutch fighting Eggman, Surge decides to hit them with a super move, knocking everyone out cold with a massive jolt of electricity. And while everyone is cooked, Eggman's mech manages to grab Clutch and take off, stating it's just business. Now I have no idea what that means for our crooked possum, but I don't think this ends well for him. Either Clutch is about to be killed and made into an example, used for Eggman's next experiment, or forced into some sort of slave work for him. With Eggman, I honestly don't know what to expect. Surge and Kit decide to retreat, letting Sonic know they aren't done yet and that they'll be back to finish him themselves. Now with 15 minutes left before the shuttle self-destructs, all of our heroes reunite inside the ship, as things are looking pretty grim for them. But before anything else can go wrong, the ship is suddenly slowed by outside forces. The forces in question being the people. With all of their powers combined, they form Captain Planet! Sorry, 90s reference. All of the people use their vehicles to pull the ship out of its crash course, all being guided by the goats of the Ark, the Babylon Rogues, who basically say,
"We should do Restoration HQ and push it somewhere else."
Sonic is able to join them back on the deck, and Amy breaks through what I can only imagine is reinforced glass to get to him. I don't want to hear any Amy fans complain that she isn't her old self anymore, when the proof is right here. She broke through a ship's tempered glass, guys. This girl is crazy. Anyway, while the Babylon Rogues guide the ship away from the city, Tails tries to come up with a plan, but is unable to think of one that won't result in mass destruction. That's when Jewel makes a last-ditch desperation plan. She tells them to lead the crashing ship to the Emeraldville ruins, where Restoration HQ lies. No, not Silver's Garden! See my review for the Sonic IDW Annual 2019. No! And when Amy asks if HQ was empty, Jewel reveals that she made the real hard choice, choosing to sacrifice the lives of Restoration HQ over the ones in the city. Yeah, no matter which option was chosen, I don't envy having to make that call. Knowing lives are going to be lost as a direct result of your decision? If I were in her shoes, I don't know if I could have made that same call. Jewel really is growing into a leader in her own way. Having to make heavy decisions like this on the fly ain't easy. Sonic, being the hero he is, tells them that they aren't done yet. Being the fastest thing alive and the hero everyone needs right now, he steps up and inspires everyone capable on board the ship to join him in quickly evacuating HQ before the ship makes impact. Even wisely challenging Jet to a competition to see who can save the most people to really make sure the Hawk tries his best. Guys, I don't think IDW Sonic gets enough credit for pulling off Captain America level calls on the fly either. Because in no time flat, everyone on board is heading down to HQ. Back over the airship, Tangle and Whisper are still in hot pursuit of the evil Calamari mimic. In a big play, he throws his extreme gear at the two, causing it to explode, and in the confusion, he manages to lose them in the packed audience of terrified onlookers. It's just then that Best Sheep begins to speak up, calling over an intercom and reassuring the audience that the new Diamond Cutters are there to help them, going from speaking to the audience to directly addressing Tangle and Whisper. She tells them that she has a lot to answer for, and that she wants to do better from this point on. You know what, Lanolin? Half of my audience may not like you, but I do. You go, girl. Get your redemption arc. I know this is not what a lot of y'all want to hear right now, but this is what's called character growth. A character makes mistakes, sees that they are wrong, and either learn or grow from it. The poor girl was being manipulated by outside forces, put into a leadership position, and admittedly did overreact to certain events. But you know what? Making mistakes makes her way more likable and relatable, especially since she openly addresses and acknowledges those mistakes. Sheep haters, you're gonna have to explain to me why you don't like her even still after this. You have to at least admit she's starting the first step to self-improvement. Look, if Tangle and Whisper can forgive her, then you can too. Momentarily putting their issues aside, the new Diamond Cutters begin their mission to save the audience in the stands while down below, Sonic and crew begin to quickly evacuate Restoration HQ. Belle takes Tails inside the machine shop where the damaged Motobug from earlier is unable to move. Combining the brainpower and intellect of Tails, Belle, and the chief mechanic, they start to work on Motobug, hoping to get it repaired before the ship hits HQ. With everyone's efforts, they are able to get everybody out. but Sonic goes back in to look for any remaining stragglers. Once he finds Tails, he helps Bell and them free the newly repaired Motobud, now complete with jet boosters. With the dust settled, our heroes all reunite at the destroyed ruins of HQ. And while Jewel is devastated by the destruction that she thinks she caused, everyone reminds her that HQ isn't just the building, but the people, very much reminding me of Thor Ragnarok. And would you look at that, even Rough and Tumble are now unofficial members of the Resistance. And finally, with our last few pages, Sonic and Tails head home, only to find that someone has stolen their generator core while they were gone, aka the Yellow Chaos Emerald. Now where on earth is this? And who could have stolen the emerald? As far as we're aware, there aren't any other villains in play. Eggman was preoccupied with nabbing Clutch, the Deadly Six are all on Lost Hex, Starline is presumed dead, Surge and Kid are out there somewhere, and Rough and Tumble had a heel face turn. So I don't know who this could possibly be that took the emerald. Also, let's pour one out for Silver's poor plants. That poor pineapple will never get to see them blossom after this. I really hope Lanolin doesn't take this all too hard. She's always had her head in the right place, but her main issue was that she was extremely headstrong. Maybe she'll dial it back in future issues. So what do you all think? What was your favorite part of the issue? Lanolin learning the truth, the Resistance rescue, or the Son Amy part? I give this comic a solid 8.7 out of 10. This was an absolutely massive issue, and hopefully you've already spin dashed the like button to show your support for this video. Want to help a Wolfie out? Share this video as well if you can. For now, I'll see you all next time. Last video's best comment. This video is brought to you by my patrons: Matej Spanik, Julian Gill, Whoopi, Sebastian Platt, Lays Boy, Starfighter 364, Latrice, Twitter1, Brenda Ajimu, Gabriel, Pokedexes, Shadow, Maverick, Marcy Martin, Hotshot Ninja, Gabri, John Gumby, TJ2K, Seiko, A Human in a Hoodie, Max Moeller, Hawkin125, No Name, Kiara, Julia Bonavita, Jeffrey Dahl, Jack Thorne, Anthony Sampson, Dennis Taylor, Ruckus 3K, Chris, Budsy, Malik Brahan Alston, Ronnie Holt, Kat, Ivan Lugo, Jack Rigg, Milza Hodinu, Little Rara, Black Flash 09, Shadow Soul, the Zeta Blade, Not Lagoshi, Noah Whitson, Sarah McMenemy, The Zerai, Martin Brown, Ali Bird, Alyssa, Gamer Boy, Tyler, Darkness the Dark Human, Tia Rose Galactly, Evil the Sackboy, Spando 2, Pink. Thank you all so much for your continued support.